It doesn't even feel like a Monday night episode right now because I've worked the last 3 weekends straight, so all my days are just meshed together right now. I don't know what's what anymore.
That's the thing. We've just gotten progressively better and better as the production quality increases of the podcast. We just get better and better at procrastinating when to do the episodes. So we're actually doing this one last minute. If you're hearing this comes out the day after we record it. Usually we do it like 4 days at a time. So, it's another day I got to stay up till 2 a.m. editing. No big deal, guys.
It's all right. It's daylight savings, though, so you have like
1 hour less.
Actually, you'd have.
Yeah, you lost an hour of sleep.
Yeah. Even better.
Spring ahead, fall back.
So you only have to work until 3 in the morning.
Right, exactly.
Which is fine because you can stay up and be with your baby and be a good father.
Exactly what I'm talking about. Well, I mean, what better way to start this than welcome back to another episode of On Tap. We got me, myself, Cody, Sam, Mitch, and Bodie. Bodie?
Yes.
Bring us in.
Wait, didn't you just bring us in?
Yeah, like how do I follow up with that?
I like just putting Bodie on the spot.
You hit all the bullet points, like
yeah, I suppose. Well, okay, guys, first thing on the docket that I have here for today, I just wanted to take a second and maybe me and Bodie just learn you guys, you non-dads something that I realized that my threshold for gross shit has gone significantly higher than it was before, because I'll be like, changing Lincoln and I'll get poop all over my hands, right?
Oh, fuck.
And it does not faze me whatsoever.
shit. You just lick that shit off your fingers.
It's just
on to the next one.
You sick fuck.
Just like wipe that with the baby wipe off, throw it in the garbage, and I'm good to go.
Dude,
not even a gag.
I'll go eat right after.
That's not even real
not
poop.
even a gag. It's not even real poop.
That's
No.
like newborn. That's newborn poop. That's tar, dude. Wait till they start eating food. Wait till you give your kid corn.
That's a good point. I never thought of that. I'm sure I'm in for some shit. At this point, it's just like he's all just off the mommy milkers.
You
right
been
now.
pissed on yet or anything?
Oh yeah.
Like you open up that diaper, just getting sprayed in the face.
Dude, the first time it happened, I had no idea what was going on. It was in the middle of the night that I was changing them, and I'm like turning around doing something. All of a sudden, I hear this like, and I'm like, what is that noise? And all of a sudden, I look down, and there's just like a 3-foot tall stream of pee landing perfectly on the bed sheet. That it just was like. The velocity was so much, like the dude just must have had to go so bad.
You had that McDonald's arch going.
It was
dude.
loud. It was so loud it didn't sound like pee. It didn't sound like fluid even.
Dude, while we're on the concept of getting pissed on, the other night, my buddy's dog just straight up pissed on my head.
What?
I swear
What?
to God. We're laying, I think it was Saturday night. We're laying on the couch just watching a fucking movie, minding our own business. And he has a puppy. She's a yellow lab puppy, Mia. The cutest dog ever. Super good dog. She's just laying next to me and we're just hanging out, whatever. And she
Sounds like a super good dog.
No, she's such a good dog. So she like
trained well.
She's goofy, She'll just like get up and walk around on you and like do weird shit that puppies do. She like gets up and she like stands on my neck, and I was like, just like, I'm like whatever, and just fucking hanging out. And she's like kind of looking at the front door, and then she like jumps off the back of the couch to go to the front door. And my buddy's like, oh fuck, she has to go outside, and she starts pissing right in front of the door. Whatever, they let the dog out. And I'm like laying there. I had no idea it happened at all. She was just sitting on my head. And I don't know if I felt for it or I just like happened to brush the side of my head, and I was like, my fucking hair is wet. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, no fucking way this dog just pissed on my head, and I had no clue. I had zero idea it even happened until way after the fact. I'm like, well, I guess I gotta go shower. I don't know.
Fuck, dude.
Well, I guess I couldn't be mad because obviously she just had to go so bad. Like she pissed right in front of the door. Like she knew it. She was trying to be good.
It sounds like you have a good civil lawsuit on your hands right now, brother. I think you can sue your buddy for damages.
I got my eye.
I got
my back hurts now. All of a sudden.
Everyone's just
with
trying to
piss
get a
here.
bag these days, dude. It's cool. It's just
Better
a little
call
dog
Saul,
piss. It's
dude.
not huge.
It's just a little dog piss. Little dog piss never hurt anyone.
No, little dog piss ain't never killed anyone. I don't think.
I mean, not that I know of personally, but it is what it is.
Throw out my morning coffee. Start the day.
Okay, so
right.
Bodie's obviously been a dad longer than I have, because that's some weird shit.
Oh yeah,
his weird threshold is way higher.
You're just on the beginning footstones of the path of nastiness that waits ahead of you.
Dude, I gag if I have to pick up dog shit. Like, that's enough to
Why
set
would you
me
ever
over,
pick up
bro.
dog shit, dude? The rain will take care of that.
Motherfucker, there is definitely reasons. Maybe they shit in the house. Maybe you're at a place where you have to pick it up
Sam
off the
walks
side of the road.
over and
Maybe you're
grabs.
at the goddamn dog park and you don't want to be that piece of shit that just leaves it there.
You live in Pine City, Minnesota. Walk your dog
I
down the
also
fucking
don't have
road.
a fucking dog, bro.
Okay, well then what are you talking about picking up dog shit for?
Because
Whose dog are you picking up behind?
In my life, in my 23 years of life, I have had an opportunity where I had to pick up dog shit, okay?
Dude, if I don't own the dog and I literally, if I see a dog shit on the floor in front of me, I will look and I'll just turn around and walk away.
Yeah, but
I
we
could
had
give a fuck,
childhood
not
dogs.
my
Like,
dog.
oh, dude, I was the master of, like, noticing the cat puked or the dog pissed in the house and just wait for my mom to get home and be like, what? I didn't even notice.
Dude, I'll clean up shit over puke any day.
Yeah.
I'll clean up
I'm the
shit
same
with
way.
my teeth.
I'm the same way, dude. Wait, what? I lived in an apartment when I lived in Fargo, and these guys were so adamant about the fact of like picking up your dog's poop that like if you had dogs, you had to get them a DNA sample because if they found dog poop outside, they would test the dog poop, and for every piece of poop, they would fine you. I don't remember what the amount was. We never had to deal with that because I'm like, I'm not gonna pay. I'll
That's
just pick it
outrageous.
up.
That
I don't
seems
care.
so counterproductive.
Our place had that too.
Yeah, so like
That is insane.
What?
It gets bad.
It's a
though. I
common
have
practice.
I've seen places where it's just right out your door and they don't do anything about it.
Especially if it's
my
a-
neighbor did that.
Especially if it's just a tiny area of grass and
Yeah.
there's only so much square footage for like your dog to shit on.
Oh,
Like,
and all that
True.
grass is dead. It's all dirt. There's no grass
Splotch.
there actually most of the time. The pea spots have killed every piece of grass on the thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. And it's just ridiculous. But to go as far as to DNA sample the animals, that's a little weird.
see, I know
That's
people who
wild.
did that.
See,
And
man-
they just didn't even get their dog sampled.
At all? Just
Yeah.
never did?
Yeah, they just never got around to it.
Well, I had a friend who lived in the same apartment complex, and he actually had a breed of dog that they supposedly didn't allow. And so he just never said he had it.
Really?
So he was just hoping that no one would ever notice he had 2 dogs and not one. Because they say, you can't have bulldogs, you can't have,
Like
whatever.
aggressive
Pit
dogs.
bulls.
what they
like,
classify as aggressive animals,
only aggressive owners. That's what I say.
I think German Shepherd was even on the list.
Oh, this is
and it was
a
just
boy.
like they're not aggressive dogs.
See, I love dogs as much as the next person, but like I don't need one that bad. I know like I have a lot of buddies and stuff who are kind of in the same situation as me. They rent a place and they pay extra for pet rent and they at work all the time and shit like that. And I'm like, dude, I just don't really need a fucking dog that bad. Like, I love dogs. Don't get me wrong. If I
Yeah.
had a dog, I would love
Yeah.
the dog. But I just don't really need
If
one.
you had a dog, you would love the dog. Mitch,
You don't
Really?
love your fucking
You
dog,
sick
Cody?
bastard.
Don't turn this on me. This is his thing.
This is his thing. Yeah, I mean that's just the craziest part to me. What you're saying is like, if it's an inconvenience on your life, you're just not going to have the dog. You would just rather
and
deal
not
with
even
it.
like not even saying that like my buddies are bad owners because they're not. They're
Right.
really good to their dogs. But for me, like I feel like it would be such an inconvenience for me to even
Wow.
have one that I don't need.
Especially, yeah, like me, I'm living in an apartment right now. And then, Ray's always like, oh, we should get a dog. Well, it's like, well, I come back
Yeah.
to that same thing. It's like, well, we're gone most of the day.
it's extra work for sure.
And then, well, no, not only that, but like if like we have a dog, I want to at least have a yard for him to run around in. And then for us to be home all the time, it's like, that's not a thing.
I
It's
also
like,
very much value my absolute alone time. Like not with anyone, not with a buddy, not with my girlfriend, no one. Like I like being just alone. And if I come home from work and I just want to have that alone time, I don't want to have to take care of a fucking animal while I do it. If I want relax, I want pure relax. I want to be able to lay in my bed and look at the fucking ceiling and just not do anything or
wait
deal
till
with
you have a
anyone.
baby, dude.
I'm not gonna have a baby.
Ever really?
No,
Are you
I'm-
getting snipped right away?
I asked for a vasectomy for my 18th birthday, and then I found out you're not allowed to do that.
And what is it at like 21?
I think it's like 25 or something like that. It's like 25 or after 2 kids.
Yeah.
Why
It's
would
kinda
they
messed
put
up.
something on that? Like, why? We're fucking free country, dude. If
Yeah.
if an 18-year-old wants to get it snipped, let them snip it.
Yeah.
Shit, an 18-year-old can get it chopped off if they want.
That's yeah.
Seriously,
You
like
can't
who's
get
the
a
fuck are they
snip.
gatekeeping, dude?
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm sick of people telling us what we can do with our bodies.
I think you can do it earlier, but you need to like set up some sort of fucking thing with a therapist or a psychologist and like talk through why you want to do it. And I'm like, I don't need to justify it to anyone. Like if
Yeah.
I don't want to have a fucking kid, I don't want to have a kid.
I do it myself. I knew how to.
On like on what you
Really.
were saying about having dogs and how at the place you're in life right now, it just doesn't make sense. I completely agree. It's almost like having a kid in the beginning. obviously there's a lot more to having a kid, but you can't just leave. You can't just take off for a weekend. You can't just work all day and then come home and do nothing. You have your responsibilities. Exactly.
And you clean up after it constantly, and you're trying to get it trained so you don't have to do that anymore, and you don't have as much time to train it.
So you end up, a lot of people that jump the gun on having a dog, they kind of have a shitty dog. My roommate right now, he was the worst owner at first. He got the puppy, and the puppy shouldn't have even left the mom for a couple more weeks, and then he immediately left for a fishing trip the week he got the dog. And that dog has the worst anxiety I've ever seen in my whole life.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dude, you know how many times I hear our unit above us, like that dog, when that owner's not home, just scratching the floors and fucking just freaking
annoying,
out, dude. It's like, how many sad dogs I've seen just like being cooped up in an apartment all day? It's fucking sad.
Oh, dude, or kennels. I was just talking to this guy. So obviously with my dad having the hunting club, like there's a lot more than you would think where people will call and be like, hey, we need to rehome this dog, or do you know anyone who would want this dog or whatever? But I was just talking to this guy in there the other day who fosters dogs, and he said they did it 97 times in 2022.
Whoa.
And there was this one instance of a bulldog where it was locked in a closet.
Oh
like he made it sound like a 2x4 area of just like a super small closet where this dog would sit for like 23 hours of the day.
Oh my God.
And they would only just for 1 hour let the thing out and then put it right back in the closet. He said this thing was messed up.
That pisses me off is like people get a dog and they think like it's just there for their convenience. Like they only have to play with the dog when they want to play with the dog. Like it's an animal. It's not like you get to just be like, oh, I want to pet you for 20 minutes, then fuck off.
Yeah.
And there's
the dog
so much
wants
smarter
attention all the time.
And that animal trusts you. Like, as the caretaker, you have that role of, dude, that animal is looking to you for everything. And not only is, like, your personal companion, but definitely not a fucking accessory.
No.
You have to raise it, dude.
Can you imagine if when you were a kid, you just got locked in your room until your dad felt like wrestling with you for 20 minutes and then you got locked back in your fucking room?
Yeah, dude,
you'd be fucked up. That's what you're doing to your dog.
Yeah, I mean that analogy is a little bit more fucked up than a dog. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not get what you were saying.
That's
dude.
what you're doing to the dog.
I would say
to the dog, it's not more fucked up because that's the dog's life, dude.
I get where you're going with that.
It's I would say the dog thing is less fucked up, but they're both fucked up. They're not equally fucked up, but they're both fucked up.
They're equally fucked up from that person's perspective. From the dog's perspective, it's the same fucking thing.
Sounds like somebody that locks their dog up.
Yeah, exactly.
All day,
It sounds like a motherfucker that sticks
He's
his dog
getting
in the
real
kennel.
defensive on us just talking about giving these dogs their freedoms.
See,
and having
Cody,
a great lifestyle.
when you leave for the day, right? You're gone for the day. Let's say Taylor's gone for the day. Let's say Lincoln's staying home or whatever, you know? So what do you do with the dog? Do you like let him run around the house? Do you let him outside? Does he have a kennel outside? Or are you the asshole that puts him in a little cage?
It's actually crazy because we used to be the let the dogs do whatever they want kind of house, right? Like when we're gone, as long as they're in the house, like that's fine. We used to just let them run. But we have this it's a mixed dog. It's like border collie, blue heeler, and black lab. And he is just like has the most high-strung anxiety of any dog I've ever had. And the dude has just fucked our house up too many times to where we have to put him in a kennel. And now this kennel that we have is nice. So it's huge. And it's like
an
I'm going to say like
one?
4 feet by 3 feet. And it's all like thick metal and it's all open, whatever.
Probably
but
electrified.
If I'm not gone the whole day, I have to lock him up.
But it's outside though, right?
No, it's inside.
Oh my God.
I just want to be clear. I'm not saying you can't put your dogs in a kennel. I think that's perfectly fine.
No.
I'm just saying there's a point where it gets fucked up. If you have to leave for a few hours, or even if you have to leave for the work day, and your dog is kenneled and your dog is good in the kennel, that's fine. And if the dog doesn't have super bad anxiety or have a problem or freak the fuck out as soon as you leave, then it's okay.
And it's not like a little carrier box that you're locking him into. Like, dude.
Well, and here's the thing too. Like, I have to lock my dog up when I leave my house because this dog is an absolute Houdini
Menace to
dog.
society.
Yeah, he's a menace. I mean, he's broken out of, I can't tell you how many, doors, kennels, you name it. Like the dog will figure its way out of this thing.
Dude, I remember the first time
wild.
I saw this dog. So for context, this dog is gray as fuck. Like, it looks like an old ass man. I was like, oh, Cody, how old is your dog? Like 10 years? How 10, 12 years? How old is your dog, bro?
5. He's 5.
This motherfucker is as gray as I've seen a dog in my entire life. It blew my mind. That anxiety is killing that dog, bro.
Oh, 100%. And, we have to, we get it, these, melatonin gummies and
The CBD gummies.
and CBD gummies
yeah.
just to calm him down a little bit. Because if we go on, a long car ride and he's so smart, too. And I think that's part of the reason that he kind of, fucked himself a little bit is because he sees us, packing. He sees us packing a bag. He knows we're leaving. He starts freaking out. He'll pace the whole house. He just keeps pacing around, and he'll start, breathing real loud, jump up on the couch, jump up on the bed, jump down, be by us. He'll sit by us. It's the craziest thing. So when we lived in our apartment in Fargo, we actually had an incident where I'm getting home from work, and we were on the ground floor, and I see my apartment door was open, and I know Taylor wasn't home. So I'm like, what the heck? So all of a sudden, I'm looking, and I see my one dog and our cat is sitting in the doorway. I'm like, that's a little weird. So I go up there and notice that there's no other dog. This black dog, Baxter, it wasn't there. And I'm like, oh boy. So I close everything. There was a note on my entertainment stand in my living room that said, notice that there was 2 dogs and a cat out here in the front yard. I put them back in and shut the door. I don't know how they got out. And then obviously he let himself back out again. So this dude not only broke out of his kennel, but he also unlocked the deadbolt by biting it and moving it, and then bit the handle of the exterior door, twisted it, pulled it, got out.
Damn.
That's scary.
So
That's crazy.
He ended up actually, one of my coworkers' friends, coincidentally, was the one who found him and actually just brought him into the pound. So I had to go pay $75 to go get him from the pound. And so ever since that day is when we start putting him in a kennel when we leave.
Yeah, I
My
think
dad's
you
dog
learned.
fucking, they had to switch their door handle on the outside door to a round handle because it was just the flat one.
Mm-hmm.
And he just figured out, if they let him out to go to the bathroom or whatever, and if he wanted to come back inside, he'd just slap the handle and just walk inside the house and act like nothing happened. Like he didn't think he was doing anything bad. He just let himself in the house, just leave the door wide open.
Which I mean, from their perspective, it's
why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
It's fucking cold out here.
Exactly. So, I mean, if you were a dog, obviously you're going to do whatever you can to go outside, to get those treats, to do whatever you want. I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
They got money on their mind, dude.
Exactly. When there's all these bitches out there, you got to figure out a way.
They smell them.
Dude, they can, bro, from a mile away.
Smell them.
They can smell that little dog snatch.
Did you
Oh, what the fuck, dude? What the
Hey, bro,
fuck?
I'm not the one smelling it. I'm just observing it, you know?
You can't
You're the
say dog
sick little
snatch.
fuck.
Yeah,
you can't
what?
say
You just
that.
said it. All right. Let's change it up a little bit. Speaking of dogs that should be in kennels, are you guys familiar with Jackson Mahomes by chance? You ever heard that name before?
Unfucking fortunately.
dogs
Yes.
that should be in kennels?
So, for those of you that do not know who Jackson Mahomes is, he is Patrick Mahomes, superstar, MVP, football quarterback, two-time Super Bowl champion for the Kansas City Chiefs. And he's got his little TikToker brother that's he's not very popular, is in the nicest terms possible. He's
probably one of the most hated humans.
oh, dude, it's
Especially
bad.
just in the football community, but just in general, he is hated.
I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say oh, I'm a big fan of Jackson Mahomes. Well, either way, people are looking for any opportunity to ruin this kid's life. People hate him. And he did it. He managed to. There was a video that just came out last week of him going up to a bar owner, grabbing her by the face and forcefully making out with her. And it is all caught right on camera, perfect HD right in front of him. And he's fucked, dude.
Oh,
He's
no.
not coming back from this. I saw the video. It's bad.
Man.
It is 100% a sexual assault. There's no other way to chalk it up.
Man, Patrick Mahomes did such a good job of hiding him this season too. Because last football season, the 2022 to 23 or no
21 to 22.
21 to 22 season is when
It was
like
terrible.
Jackson and
His
Patrick
bitch-ass
Mahomes'
wife.
wife were like the most hated people in fucking America. And
God.
that's what Patrick Mahomes deserves a fucking MVP award for, is somehow keeping them completely out of the media this entire football season. And the fact that he fucked it up doesn't even surprise me. It just tells me everything that I needed to know about him.
Well, I mean, Pat's lady isn't even very well fond of.
Oh, not at all.
They hate her just as much.
At one point, I think she was the more hated one.
Dude,
yeah,
the memes
after the
great.
champagne shit went off,
Yeah.
you remember that?
That
No,
was
what was
fucked
the
up.
deal
So
with
they
that?
were in this like super obviously high level suite, and they win the game. It was like, I don't know if it was a playoff.
I think it was
game
the championship game
Yeah.
to go to the
Yep.
Super Bowl. Or
So like there's
Yeah.
all these, they're in this like really high up, and there's all these fans down below, and as soon as they win, she grabs this bottle of champagne and pops it and just starts spraying all the fans under her. Like
we
just
should also
covering
mention it
people
was like
in-
20 degrees that day.
yeah, very like cold.
So you're just
Arrowhead's
getting
an open
sprayed.
stadium too, I think. So
Is she just that stereotypical? Because they were together like since high school, right?
Yeah.
Just your stereotypical, just obnoxious blonde who has just been riding on his coattails.
hey, have
the
you heard
whole
the?
time.
There's a conspiracy theory that Patrick Mahomes is actually secretly a dog, and the only reason he keeps her around is so to keep him looking good in the media. To keep him looking like he's a family man and he's
Dude,
a good
that's
dude.
a good
and like
theory,
they like
bro.
have an open relationship and he's like banging all these chicks and stuff. There's a full blown conspiracy theory of this dude. Is
She's
not even-
horrible.
Oh yeah.
This man, he signed a contract last year. I'm just gonna throw a number. I think it was like 500 million over
million.
10 years.
Yep.
He is gonna be rich as fuck. His kids, his grandkids, their kids, they're all gonna be rich for a long time
He's
off
like
of him.
that contract when it came out. We did the math on it, and like he's almost like that amount of money in that time is kind of like almost getting close to that Bill Gates money, where it was like, did you ever see that thing where it literally genuinely was not worth his time to bend over and pick up $100 bill if he dropped it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It wouldn't be worth your time
I
to
know
bend
exactly
over and
what
pick
you're
it up
talking
because you
about.
made more money in the time that it took you to bend over and grab it.
Dude, it's
That's-
insane.
It was very similar
In
with
the-
that contract
so
when it came up.
Pat Mahomes, Pat Senior, he was an MLB player, played for the Twins actually,
Yep.
and then oldest brother Pat Junior comes 2-time Super Bowl champion. So obviously the pressure is on for Jackson. He just threw it all away. I mean, he was given a free social media career of making good money just from being Patrick Mahomes' brother.
Right.
And now he's done, dude. There's no way he comes
It all
back.
originated just from him doing stupid fucking TikTok dances on the sideline, and everyone's like, "Fuck this kid!" Like why? You know,
Like,
you
what
could,
value
you
do
could
you
make
have?
some sort of content. You know, you have the best platform humanly possible,
Something.
and all he did was just make these shitty dancing fucking videos on the sidelines of his brother's fucking football games, and people just started shitting on him, and it just kept going up. Like he's just
Well, what made it really bad last year too is the Washington football team, now the Washington Commanders, they were doing like one of their best players of all time, one of their running backs, they were like retiring his number or something, and
it was what's that guy's name? I don't want to say it because he died, right?
yeah.
That guy died. I don't know. I don't remember the exact story behind it. I should know it better. But yeah, they were doing like a memorial thing for him.
Yeah, and they had his number out on the side of the field, and there was a gate around it. Jackson Mahomes goes in there and films a TikTok dancing on top of
Jesus
it. It's like, dude,
Christ.
it's like you're trying to make people hate you.
Yeah.
That's
And
Which I mean, works-
maybe that was the idea behind the whole thing. And
It
it
works
fucking
for
worked if
some.
it did, but like
What?
It's crazy.
the origination of this story makes me so happy though, because it finally proves to everyone like we're not just shitting on this kid because he's annoying. We're shitting on him because he sucks.
Now he's a predator.
now
dude.
you have a good valid reason to actually hate him.
100%.
That's a good point. And, you know, actually, there's a lot of controversy in the media right now with just people hating in general. You guys see this bill where this Texas lawmaker is trying to make it basically a bounty to hunt down drag queens?
That's wild.
What?
That's as crazy as of a headline I've ever heard.
So there's a Texas guy is putting a proposal into law saying that he wants to make it illegal to dress the opposite of your birth gender in the presence of a minor, and that he wants to make it so that if you witness essentially someone dressing in drag in front of a minor, that you can bring them in, and not only bring them in, you can be rewarded for it.
So
Oh, Dog the
Wow.
Bounty Hunter is gonna be all over this shit.
dude, you got to go around scalping
Career
or what?
revitalized.
So here I have this little
For
this
every
little
weave
article
you
on it.
bring in is $100. Fuck yeah.
So a Texas Republican lawmaker proposed a bill allowing everyday people to sue anybody who hosts or performs in drag where any child is in attendance. Critics say the measure will create a bounty hunting culture that targets drag queens and transgender people. Houston area State Rep Steve Toth filed HB 4378 on Thursday. He seeks to define a, quote, a cause of action for drag performances performed in the presence of a minor. According to the bill, an individual who attends a drag performance as a minor may bring an action against a person who knowingly promotes, conducts, or participates as a performer in the drag performance that occurs before an audience that includes a minor. How crazy. A winning plaintiff can expect to be paid actual damages, attorney's fees, and statutory damages of $5,000. So literally making it so people will, I'm assuming if you want to get a bag, you want to get $5,000, you just go seek out people in drag in Texas.
Well, but
That's
it's
what he's
only
trying to
if
make.
there's a minor in the area,
So-
right? So it's
Correct.
and that's I'm sure that's their push is they're trying to save the kids.
Correct.
They're trying to protect the kids.
Texas is all
But
about
like
kids, brother.
you know, you could just use your kid for a bag. You know, just bring your kid to the drag show.
Right,
Dude,
exactly.
set that shit up.
Wouldn't that be
$5,000. It's like cycling money, dude. You just bring your toddler with you, walk up, citizens arrest this fucking drag queen, bring him in, and there's $5,000, just like that.
See, wouldn't that be
You could do it. You could do like one a month and just be chilling.
Wouldn't it be the responsibility of the club owner or whatever
Yeah.
place is hosting that wouldn't it be on them?
To make sure that everyone's 21 plus. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. It is on them.
After like you fully explained it, it's like, oh, okay, so there's multiple like steps in front of just going out and like scalping a transgender or whatever.
Well, scalping is already further than what I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be taken as. But yeah, I would
know what I
say,
mean, though? Like-
I mean, essentially they want to cut down on public displays
Right.
because
So you
that's,
can't do it
I
in your-
think, what everyone is, or what specifically what this guy is getting at that he doesn't like is like how open it is, and essentially he wants to make it so you can't.
God, that's crazy. I feel like for myself, I'm one of the most in the middle type of people that there can be. I'm a big I don't care type of person. Like somebody wants to be transgender, someone wants to be straight, someone wants to be gay, go for it. I'm a big believer in nobody telling you what to do. So I support anything like that.
Right.
That's the
But
fundamentals
this
of
is
America.
insane, dude. This is as crazy of a headline as I've ever heard. Like
I thought it was fake when I first saw it. I got an
That's
email.
fucked up.
I got an email that was like this is popular on Reddit, and then I click on it, and it was screenshots of a Twitter account saying like, basically, so and so is trying to make it so that you essentially can bounty hunt drag people.
You know what
and
they should?
transgenders.
They should pass a bill that says you can get $5,000 if you turn in someone who talks about politics at work. Because that would fucking,
Yeah.
I'd be turning motherfuckers in all day, dude. That's my biggest pet peeve.
Dude, that'd be my retirement plan.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
every time I don't care what fucking side you're on. I'm like that. I'm like Sam in that way, where I'm just like, dude, I could give a fuck what your views are because it's not gonna change my views.
Right.
So don't talk to me about it because all you're gonna do is annoy me, and it's like a constant, everyday fucking thing. Especially, I'm sure it's more in the blue collar trades.
Oh my
But
god.
the people that try to egg you their way too, like
Right.
yeah, you like Trump, right?
It's almost worse if like you already have the same views as them, and they're like trying to like push you into the views more. And I'm like, dude, like I'm gonna form my own opinion. I'm my own man. Like, don't try and fucking sway me, especially towards something that I already support. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
God, that shit just drives me nuts. I'm like, you can't come up with a better fucking conversation. I'd rather just not talk.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Exactly.
And then they try to like they try looping in like oh yeah, well you like this, right? And then it's like, well, like I don't fall under that fucking label. Like I just have like ideas about certain issues. And then just because one happens to align with yours doesn't automatically mean like, oh yeah, you know,
dude.
you love Trump, right?
Right. Right.
Sam, can we improv this? You be the guy talking about politics at work, and I'll be me.
Okay.
Okay.
Brother, you hear what Trump's up to? You hear he's running again this year? Oh man, if that pussy Biden gets elected again, I'm gonna riot.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude.
No, seriously, dude. I've been keeping up on all the tabs. You hear Biden's actually an alien?
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
You're really not saying much. What's the deal? Are you a Hillary guy?
Wait, what were we talking about?
We got a goddamn liberal over here.
You got me, dude. You got me. That's the way. You have to show them nothing and give them nothing.
No, I can only give out so many yeah-uhs all day.
Dude, the same thing goes for me with Jesus people.
Yeah.
I had a coworker one time, and he comes up to me. I worked at a fucking grocery store in high school. He comes up to me. He's like, Sam, do you believe in Jesus? Like, holy fuck. I don't know where this is going to go. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, Sam, do you care if I just read you a little passage? He always carried a little pocket Bible.
Oh, my God.
Care if I just read you a little passage to get the day started?
I'd be like, yeah, I fucking do care.
Dude, and I was so young, naive, and innocent back then that I would just... Dude, I befriended the Jehovah Witnesses because I was too scared to tell him to fuck off. So I let him read his little passage, let him do his thing. But I'm not for that, man. I don't like anyone pushing any religious views on me ever.
I don't like anyone
Just pushing
anything on me. Don't give me any of your views and don't try and give them to me. We can have conversations and we can talk about it, but don't try and sway me. Don't try and sway my opinion to be like your opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then my immediate reaction, and I don't know if it makes me a fucking bad person, but is to push back as hard as I can.
No, that's
that's the easiest way to push me out of something is really encourage me to do it, and I'll be like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's instinct. Like, just with like anything, dude. Like, especially when they try saying something. Like, you can state your opinion on something and do it in a way that isn't, like, trying to coerce that person into believing what you believe. Like, you can just say what you feel, like, because you feel it.
Yep.
And, like, it's...
100%. There's a way to deliver things. Some people are just dying for you to agree with them and have the same views.
The approval. Yeah.
It's the same with, like, the way someone will, like, try and judge your way of life or judge something that you're doing. Like, if you tell me not to do it, I'm going to fucking do it. Like, if you think, oh, like, why would you do that? That's stupid. I'm going to want to do it more. Just because you said it's stupid, fuck you. I'm going to do it more, and I'm going to be good at it.
And I'm also going to fail miserably. I don't care. Almost
hey,
out
what
of
happens,
spite.
happens. You got to fuck around and find out.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys mind if we take a little bathroom break?
I would love to.
I'd rock a piss.
It's time for a bathroom break. The boys will be right back.
Oh, it's hurting so bad, dude. I'm not used to this chair now. 2 episodes gets...
All right, welcome back to On Tap here. We just got done with the bathroom break. Sam's got a beautiful segment here for us today. Sam put on Snapchat last week at On Tap Official, put up a little question for the listeners. Sam, what was the question that you asked?
Basically that the boys are just looking to give out some advice. If we have any listeners that have any problems going on, looking for the boys to teach them how to live. You know?
Absolutely.
I think we've got 4 smart individuals here. We can give some advice.
Yeah, I mean, what better life advice to follow than 4 of the I don't even know.
He tried to Theo Von. He tried to Theo Von there, bro.
There was no credibility.
Failed.
I was thinking, like, what kind of credentials do we have?
We're 4
Nothing. We got nothing.
well-trained therapists ready
College
to go.
dropout, college graduate.
Yep.
I don't know what you guys got.
Blue collar
going on.
bombs on this side.
Okay, Sam,
All
hit
right.
us with the first
All right,
question.
let's get serious for a second because we're looking to give real advice here.
Okay.
All right. Hey, man, I was wondering if you could give me some advice on family problems.
Hold on, wait. Say who it was first. We got to shout him out.
We said it would be anonymous.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I didn't know that.
This is a real fucking problem.
Sorry.
Hey, man, I was just wondering if you could give some advice on family problems and how I can improve on it. So I just recently turned 20 and was wanting to go to trade school for welding, but the catch is my family isn't supportive at all. It just consistently feels like they are trying to bring me down. What do you boys think I should do for my situation?
Well, I mean, obviously, this is just like Luke was saying when we had Luke Heggie on that episode of the Blue Collar Happy Hour was some families just don't give you the option. You know, one of his teachers had said to him, your only option is to go to school. Otherwise, your kids are going to be pumping my gas at the gas station.
Yeah.
That's their options. I think as we move into this weird new age of AI and all these tools that are just so easily accessible to everyone all the time, I just think college, school, everything as we know it in the future is just going to be totally different anyways. And the workforce too. I mean, think of how many jobs all this new technology is going to replace. But it's going to be a long time before we got robots building houses, before we got robots, laying highways, before we got robots, doing a lot of these things that just can't replace some of these blue collar jobs. So for that reason, I can see both sides, but at the end of the day, if you like what you're doing and you're happier, does it really matter how much money you're making? If your quality of life is a lot higher, I'm going to say just go with whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone else's opinion.
I agree. Obviously you want to keep your family's opinions close to you to a certain point. You don't want to just disregard it. But like I had a similar situation to where my mom was pushing a 4-year on me, and it was no other option. I begged to go to a 2-year. I wanted to try a trade. And she basically said, either you go to a 4-year or we will not support you financially, support you any way. They were basically just going to feed me to the wolves. And so I got tricked, went to the 4-year, failed miserably. Now I pay loans on that for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
The thing is that you have to understand about going into a trade, in most trades, is you are not going to live a normal life compared to the people that went to college. You're going to work a lot of long hours. You're going to work really hard, a lot harder than a lot of your friends sitting in their office.
Right.
But the pay and the experience and just being active and doing something that you may enjoy, if it's worth it to you, then it's worth pursuing, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to be stuck in an office all day, every day.
I 100% agree with you.
And I feel like there's so many jobs nowadays where college you don't need to go to college. Before, what were you going to get every encyclopedia from the library? No. I pull up my phone. I can basically learn how to do anything. And I can go to YouTube and I can find hundreds of people to teach me how to do anything.
Right.
For free.
And that's the biggest part of it. Like, you want to learn any skill, you can just pull up YouTube right now. I don't know. We're in this weird time. We're in this weird shift. Things are going to be changing drastically here, I think.
All right, us blue-collar boys are chomping at the bit.
I really
for
want a
one,
piece
dude.
of this. Bodie, you go first, because I got a lot to say.
No, Mitch. I can see you salivating what you're saying.
I got a lot to say about this one.
Get it off your chest.
So I guess I don't know who this guy is. I don't know you, but
It's anonymous.
I know. That's what I just said. We're agreeing.
Listen, Mike.
But I'll give you
Clarify.
I'll just give you a piece of my backstory. So I'm a blue collar worker. If you listen to the pod, my grandparents on my dad's side own a business. My grandparents on my mom's side both own businesses. I have 2 aunts and an uncle who own their own businesses, and both my parents are doctors.
And your sister owns her own business.
And my sister owns her own business.
And your stepdad.
So I'm the only one in my family who went into a blue collar trade. I'm the only one who went to a trade school, and I'm the only one who dove into this world that's immensely popular now. And I guess I'm not in the same shoes as you were. My family was pretty supportive of it. They let me do what I wanted to do, but there was a lot of people who shit on the idea of it. And I'm so fucking thankful that I told them people to shut the fuck up and just did what I wanted to do. Man, if you want to go to a welding academy and you just, even if it doesn't work out for you, if you think that's what you want to do, that's what you need to do.
Did he say welding academy?
Yeah,
Trade school for welding.
Oh,
welding school. So if that's what you want to do and you're semi passionate about it, at the very least give it a fucking shot. And the best feeling in the world is getting to prove the people who doubted you wrong. I don't know about you guys, but that is my favorite feeling in the whole world, is when someone tells you can't do something and you do it fucking way better than they did it.
Right.
Yep.
And it's
awesome.
the biggest fuck you, and I fucking love the feeling of it. And welders can make a shit pile of money.
Well, and that's the thing. Even if you go to the school and you end up not liking the career,
you'll
have those skills for the rest of your life.
Forever.
If the world collapses and we got to go into some Mad Max shit, dude, welders are going to be like one of the highest regarded people, because build me an armored truck.
The thing that I think gets so many young guys interested in the blue collar trades is almost every single trade you get into, you can go right to the fucking top with it. You can take a $25 an hour job, or you can work your way up and make your own business and make, 6 figures isn't even touching it. You know, you can make 400 or 500 grand a year. If
Yeah,
you
the
own
money
your own
could be
company,
endless.
You can make a fuckload of money.
There's
And
no
it just
cap.
depends on what your work ethic is and what you want to do with it long term. But man, I mean, I'm not going to shit on your family for telling you not to do it. But for them not to support you, I think it's a little bit fucked up. And if it was me, I'm not going to tell you what to do. If it was me, I would go to that fucking welding academy and make as much goddamn money welding as I could and throw it directly in their
Start that
fucking face.
villain
Fuck
origin
yeah.
story,
God, I love
you know?
throwing it in their face. It's my favorite thing to do.
And dude, like that's like not only did we already address that like the 4-year has been shoved down our fucking throats, especially in that age group in high school, that is just like the standard of what 4-year degree are you going to pursue. And not only is that fucked up, and not only is the way things are changing, where like the school system, post-secondary school is kind of coming to the surface as being fucked up to begin with.
Yeah.
Overpriced. You're not getting the fucking, like some of the curriculums I see, and like I took a 2-year school with just generals, but like some of the curriculums I see, their material is still from the 90s.
Yeah.
And it's like the shit that you're paying to get isn't even the best fucking updated relevant information anyways. So then besides all that, me personally, I'm a 2nd generation carpenter myself. So I kind of bring that like kind of world like kind of like to this is like coming from a family of tradesmen. That just is a way of life. It isn't out of the norm because it takes people to actually boots on the ground, fix shit, do shit, build shit. This is what it takes to have the world we live in today.
This country doesn't run on fucking computers. It never has and it never will. You can't just run it on computers. You can't just run it on robots.
You definitely got to have both.
You have to have them. I'm not saying you don't have to have them.
Right.
But you need guys who are going to go out there and bust their fucking ass.
Exactly. We need those people just as much as we need the nerds in the office. We need the accounting people. We need the people selling fucking balloons at the circus, dude.
Like, the most important part, I think, is just doing something that you really actually want to fucking do.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go to a 4-year school, don't fucking do it. And if you want to go to a technical school, go to the fucking technical school, because at the very least, you're gaining life experience.
Yep.
You will never, ever lose going to a technical school and losing a trade. You can't lose.
Right. It's real world skills that you bring to the table and you learn. And from definitely from a trade school is you're getting in, getting out with that knowledge. But that's not everything. You have to go out and work in the field.
Man, I still daily think about the teachers that I don't even know if they knew they were belittling me, but it was like oh, your plan is to go to a community college? Why are you setting the bar so low? Why don't you try and get into a better college? Every teacher that said that to me, every day I think, I made double your salary last year. Fuck you. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me that I'm shooting low, because I'm not. Man, that shit drives me so fucking crazy. That's why I'm so heated up about this.
So kind of adding on to what Bodie was saying about being in a family of tradesmen, for me, my mom, when I was a kid, for most of my childhood, she was a kindergarten teacher, then she moved into an administrative assistant, then moved up to principal. So I watched college make her life better as my life went on. My dad, he's been in the trades my entire life. Leave on Monday morning, come back Sunday or Friday night, work his ass off, pay the bills, bring it home for the family. And so I got to firsthand, I saw someone in the trades and I saw somebody going to college making their life better. And for me, I just kind of picked something in the middle. It was kind of nice getting to see both sides. I get to be out in the field a little bit, get to come into my office when it's too hot or cold out. It's not a bad mix.
It does take it, like the people that do it, like the tradesmen that do it every fucking day, like it is a certain breed of human. The people that actually like doing it.
I guess I don't know how it is in the carpentry world, but I don't meet a lot of linemen that don't like what they do. I don't meet a lot of guys that hate coming to work every day. I mean,
right.
A lot of people look at it from the outside in, saying, "Oh, these guys, all they do is just bust their ass and fucking break their backs and fucking smash their fingers with hammers." These guys wouldn't want to do anything else.
Right.
That's the life that they want to live, and personally, that's the life that I want to live. I love that shit.
Yeah, and it's me myself. It's satisfying. I fucking love doing it, and I not for a second would take the opinions of others to go pursue that. Even, you know, it can be tough, it being your own family. And, you know, that's going to be rough, but they're just going to have to trust you and that it's something you want to do.
Also, he's, I mean, you know, 20 years old, he said he was, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're at that point in your life where your family's opinion still really, really matters, and you're kind of trying to find yourself. You know, I'm the same age, and, like, I guess I got into it a little bit earlier than 20, but my best advice for that is, like, at some point you got to branch off and be your own human,
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
Do
You
your
know,
own
you
thing.
We all come to
you should
that.
always weigh your family's opinions about it, but you can't live off that the rest of your life. You know, you gotta man up and fucking be your own person at some point.
I mean, you kind of have to zoom out in the grand scale of things. It's like, you know, they are your family, they're near and dear to you, but at the end of the day, that's just one small perspective in this big world.
Yeah.
And you're gonna you have to follow what is of interest to you, otherwise it's gonna eat you alive every fucking day, and you're gonna regret it. You're
Dude,
gonna fucking regret it if you
100%.
don't take that jump, dude.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Unbelievable.
I think
Well,
that-
I think that was a great
yeah,
answer to that guy's
that's
question.
Another little key piece of advice too, because I've heard from welders, don't get stuck at one of those jobs where you're just fucking welding gym equipment in a small room all day. Like don't pursue that.
you
Do
can go
something-
see the world, man. Once you get one of those
Yeah.
certificates, it's like a fucking golden ticket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't get locked
If
into
you have
some
any little piece of experience, there's places everywhere that you'll hire. You can go see the fucking world, man. You can travel anywhere you want to travel.
You
Man,
won't struggle to find a job in welding, that's for
never.
sure. All right, I think that was a great answer. I think we gave him some good pieces of information.
Absolutely.
This one comes from a female. We get to
What?
Yeah.
One of our 3 fans.
Crazy that we actually have female fans. So this one is advice on moving on from having feelings for a friend. For context, rumors were I'm not his type, which was misleading considering there was some initial flirting and such things never came of it. Also, we work together. Yes, I know that's a big no-no. Love the podcast, boys. Thanks for reading. So from what it seems to me is this lady had a little crush on one of the boys in the friend group. He made it obvious, I'm not interested. How do you move on and still be friends? Don't break up the friend group, but have these feelings.
You just gotta
And
ignore
feeling
it.
betrayed.
You either got to pursue it or ignore it entirely. There's no in between. The in between is what makes it awkward for you and everyone else
Yeah.
at your job.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Yep.
she really has to, if she wants to pursue it, she has to really shoot that shot and make her intentions completely clear.
Just say
But you
it.
need to see the risk in shooting that shot too, because once you shoot that shot, if it doesn't go
You're gonna collapse
your
the whole
way,
friend group.
it's gonna collapse the friend group. It will.
True.
It's not. It couldn't. It's going
Unless
to.
someone completely submits to like,
You know, you
just-
can't. My advice for that is don't put yourself in a situation where you're gonna get emotionally attached before there's any emotion.
and said person works with
Exactly.
This person.
That's-
so
you know, that
there's
really-
a lot of
God damn, that could be a potential atom bomb, dude, to the whole situation.
I think
Yeah.
Not to make things all
to
dark,
give
Jerry.
to give some advice. I feel like it's just one that's not worth pursuing. You know, if you kind of felt it out a little bit and they weren't really taking the hook, and then you have all these ties into your personal life, sometimes you just gotta let the good ones go. you
Well,
know?
here's one thing I will say too is that men in general are just notoriously bad at getting any signals of any sort.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look how many times
Horrible.
you see back in the past where it was like, you know, a girl trying to flirt with you and you just totally oblivious to it entirely. So this could be that situation too. Maybe he just has no clue. So just honestly, the best thing you could do is just lay it out. Hey, here's the thing. I got feelings for you. Is that a thing? Yes or no? No? Okay, move on. Yes?
That's a really
100%
funny
agree.
barrier between men and women is that women, you know, if they're trying to flirt with you and trying to lay it on and give you hints and signals,
We're too
they're doing it
dumb.
on purpose. If we're doing that to you, 90% of the time we probably have no fucking idea.
We're thinking about something
if you
else
think I'm putting
completely
moves
different.
on you, I'm probably not really trying to put moves on you. Like I really don't know.
Right,
I mean,
like-
me personally. at
Oh,
least.
you're just, bro, just has that much charisma with the ladies. That
He
just-
could, or she just is attracted to different things. I'm not saying like he's
Cody,
just the fucking whiz god.
I don't mean to put you on the hot seat, but I believe you
Put me
have
in
told me a story about where you told your feelings to somebody that you were friends with in college, you wanted to pursue, and then she just completely quit talking to you forever.
No, I don't think so.
Dude, you told me you were super drunk. She sent you some texts. You were replying. You were getting a little spicy with your feelings. And then later, you were told by her other friends that she was making fun of you for it, and it ruined you.
Oh, I know exactly. Okay, yeah. It was a little bit less than that, I guess, what you were saying. Yeah, I was like, what? Keep in mind, I was an 18-year-old freshman in college. Very cringe messages. It was like, I don't know what a pretty girl like you be talking to a guy like me.
Dude, you ever just think about
I cringe thinking about this right now. I forgot about that until you just brought it up. That's some trauma there. I just blocked it out of my head entirely.
And it didn't go very well for you.
Yeah,
huh?
so basically I was like, you have such pretty eyes. What's a girl that's as beautiful as you talking to a guy like me for? And then basically we never talked.
She's like, hey, you're right. What the fuck am I doing with my life?
Oh my God. The worst part was, fast forward now 6 months after that, I show up to a good friend of mine's house who just had a kid, and they're like, yeah, we our friend so and so is actually going to be I don't know if she was gonna be nanny or just visiting for the weekend or whatever. I go in and it's this girl. I haven't seen her in 6 months, and it's so awkward because now I'm like,
That sucks.
oh, that sucks. Now we got to spend the next 3 hours in the same room together, and it's extremely awkward.
How'd you get past it? Did you address the situation?
Oh, basically, I mean, anyone that knew about it, I just confessed right away. I was like, there's no making up a story. I just everyone that brought it up to me and was like, dude, did you really do this? And I'm like, yeah, hey, listen, it's not my best moment. There was definitely beers involved, and that's not an excuse because I remember it fully. But it was a bad look.
It happens, and you learned from it.
Look. Yeah.
So
okay,
can we circle back to?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can we circle back to the question and kind of give a final little piece of advice and stuff?
Yes. So, what advice do we want to give for this woman who had feelings for a friend? Doesn't seem like he has the same feelings, and how to move on past it.
I think we all could agree, just be straight up with the dude, because we're just big dumb animals. We don't know what's going on.
And most of the time, a guy, instead of getting weird about it, will be more flattered. It's like, wow, you like me? Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't have actually real feelings for you, that might cause him to have feelings for you.
Yes,
time to wake up.
Don't
Work
worry
time.
about that.
What was that?
It's
alarm
not
for?
important. It's not important.
You got to take some medication of
No,
some
I
sort?
don't
Or?
take- No.
This is
He's getting really weird
Hey,
about
yeah,
it.
that
I kind of
was
want to
very-
figure
Don't
out
worry about
what
it.
this
Yeah, what
little
was-
alarm
Absolutely,
was.
what was
about.
that? What was
So
the
my
alarm for?
final piece of advice.
Don't set alarms when you're in a group setting with some friends. Other than that, what is your actual
You
advice?
just sidetracked me. Hold on. Let me think. I had something to say and now I can't. Okay.
Now you didn't get to take your medication.
All right. My final piece of advice is, so I think you guys are kind of missing the question. She showed interest. She shot her shot. He shot her down, and she's trying to figure out how to recover and how to just get past the feeling.
Fuck, you're right. Now that you
Yeah.
put it out like that, that is
So,
exactly what
I
you
mean,
wanted.
Oh.
Personally, me, you just got to realize that it probably wasn't a good idea to start with. You work with the guy; he's part of your friend group, and it went the way that it should have gone. And I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole about it, but really, it probably wasn't gonna work out, and you probably saved yourself a lot of time. You didn't get yourself emotionally invested. You guys didn't get into this big relationship and then have it all fucking crash and burn, and now you have to find a new fucking job. You're kind of at that point where you can just cut your losses and focus on what you're doing with your life. There's plenty of fucking dudes out there.
Dude, true. And to play off that tangent, that is a really good point that in a way it sounds harsh, but the saying you don't shit where you eat, it kind of applies to this. Because, it's not, I mean, I don't know the age group of this
Said person.
this gorgeous Jill, whoever we're talking about. I
the
don't know the
actual name.
age. I don't know the age group, but it's 9 times out of 9.5, dude. It's not a fairy tale movie where it's oh, this guy's the one who's someone close to you, it's like that rarely plays out.
Especially like I think that's the one thing that's really lucrative about like the whole relationships at work thing is you got to realize most of the reason that you like this guy is because you spend so much time with him.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, if you go out and get out a little bit and spend a lot more time with a lot more people, you'll probably find someone who you like a lot more than this guy, and you'll realize the only reason I really liked this guy is because I'm spending 8 hours
Just
a day with
settling
him.
for
Yep.
him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys, that's all great
It was
advice.
easy.
That's all great advice and all, but I think he's trying to make it a game. I say she forces herself upon him and see how he responds.
Okay, well, that's assault, so maybe dial it back a little bit.
See, I'm sure you can
Like
find
Jackson
like,
Mahomes force.
Yes, exactly. Just see how he responds and go for it.
Hey, I mean, that's not the advice I would give,
Yeah,
but
you don't have to take
we'll
that
take
advice.
it.
Don't take everything Cody says with a grain of salt. Don't
another-
get one of those trank darts and then find out where he lives. And then as soon as he gets out of his car to go home,
I think the last piece of advice that I want to give to this girl is that people don't think about things as much as you might work up in your head. Like she might be thinking like, oh my God, everyone's making fun of me, everyone's laughing about it. He looks at me so weird now. At the end of the day, people get over things a lot quicker than you think, and it's just not worth the anxiety.
Or relationships are built on trauma. Hear me out. Put this man in a life-altering, dangerous situation where you're in the position to save him, creating such a bond that he just can't even resist you. Maybe hire someone to rob his house and put him at gunpoint. You come in, get rid of this person. Maybe not shoot the other one if you've hired them already, because that, obviously that wouldn't
well,
work.
then you don't have to pay him. You
yeah,
just shoot him.
exactly.
Sure,
yes.
but then you may be going to prison. I'm saying, okay, pay someone to rough him up a little bit, but don't hurt him. And then
Cocaine bear.
you come in, maybe hit him with your car. You're not killing him. And then, maybe just tell them, hey, I'm going to hit you with my car. I'll give you an extra $1,000. And boom, done. You guys are friends for
Do
life.
the old hero and love trick.
Exactly. Works in
That
the
Prince
movies.
Charming.
Works in the movie.
Princess Charming.
Princess, yes.
Yeah, I think Cody's advice is a good note. I think we got enough time for one more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right.
Hit us with another hard hitter, Sam.
So, I think this one is perfect. So I'm not 100% sure if this is real, but I'm just going to choose to hope that it's real because it's pretty juicy. Boys, I've got some woman problems. I've been together with my fiance for 6 years, and I fucked up, been fooling around with the sloozy from around the way. Anyway, I got her knocked up, and I don't know what to do about this or how to go about it. I'm stressed the fuck out. Please help.
I already know right away. What I would do, I would hire a blimp or a small plane to fly a banner that says, sorry, I got so-and-so pregnant. So you not only can apologize, but you can also inform her of the situation at the same time. Get two birds stoned at once.
They do have those banners. That is still a thing. I saw one fairly recently.
More common down like in Florida or like places with a beach.
No, here.
You've seen them here?
I've seen them here, yes.
Really? I
In
saw
a
Chris
little-
Lindahl one time.
Oh, of course that fucker. Yeah,
He's everywhere.
Cody's got a
guy.
hard on for Chris Lindahl. I
See,
swear. to
I
God.
met him at a suite at the Wild game one time.
Oh, cool
No
flex.
big
Let's give some good advice.
Yeah, wow.
Bud.
Good job.
We get it. You're a celebrity.
Yeah.
My advice is going to be pretty fucking grim on this one because I don't fuck with cheating, and I'm not cool with it. And
But
I
you're
hope that
okay with accidentally flirting with all these people?
accidentally flirting is not cheating. Accidentally flirting is not cheating. Flirting on purpose is cheating. Accidentally
How do
flirting
you
is not cheating.
accidentally
It's all perspective.
Okay, well,
please drop.
accidentally flirting is not the same thing as knocking up a random bitch. So,
Good point. That is a very good point.
I hope that your fucking significant other, your fiance, listens to this podcast too, and she breaks up with you. Just to start my fucking piece of advice off, because fuck you. Okay, I don't fuck with cheating. We don't play that shit around here. Second of all, my advice for you is you better just go fucking tell her right now, so she can make her decision, because it's gonna make it's just gonna make your life a lot less hard, because already you're full of this fucking anxiety and worried and trying to figure out how to tell her. Just go fucking tell her. And if she's going to leave, she's going to leave. And if she's going to stay, she's going to stay.
Immediately, my mind doesn't even go to the relationship. Immediately, my mind goes to what are her friends and family going to say? Like, how long have you been with this girl? If you've been with this girl
6 years.
6 years.
6 years. Oh my God,
damn.
dude, you've established.
You're so fucked, dude.
You're like,
You're so fucked. If
you've
this
been-
is real, you're so
6 years?
fucked, and I love it.
See, that's that's playing off what where I'm at with this is you're living literally like the worst fucking scenario that any dude could think of playing out. Granted,
Any cheater
and you
can
just-
think of.
if you have the balls to do that, you have the balls to just come clean, bite the bullet, and you fucked around. You're gonna have to find out, dude. I'm
Fucking sack up, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. You gotta go tell her though.
Someone asking this question, they know what the root answer is. They know what to do.
Yeah.
They want to find some kind of.
They were hoping we were going to give them a
alternative.
fucking out. That's what they were
Right,
hoping
like,
was we were going to
all
have
right, so
some
what you're gonna
life-changing
do-
advice to get them out of this situation.
You're gonna take a Greyhound. You're gonna meet this guy, give you a fake ID, and you're gonna live in New. Like, no, dude, that's not reality. You're just gonna have to take it. You're gonna have to white knuckle it out.
Take that one on the chest, man.
Fucking.
All right. Enough of these family man pussies over here. This is advice. All right. He reached out to us. I need to give him advice on his situation. And first thing I think you need to do is you need to drop the old bat that you've been with for 6 years. You're not married yet. You're in the clear. You fucked up early enough that you can still succeed in this situation. You got to let her go. Let her go. Now, the little sloozy around the town that you got knocked up, here's your new problem. Hopefully she's pretty and somebody that you're willing to have a relationship with, because that's your best bet. You go all into that relationship. You raise your kid.
And then you cheat on the sloozy, too? Is that where this is going?
If you find a new one, do your thing, man. I ain't going to judge you.
They have always said, you can't change the stripes on a zebra. So, like, what's there is there.
Maybe his next fiance will want to have an open relationship, and this won't be a problem.
You raise the kid to be a cartel leader. The next Escobar, dude.
And then you got family fortune forever.
Full of
Generational
power
money.
and political assets.
I think,
not their disposal.
funnily enough, I think your answer and my answer actually kind of tie together, because more than likely when you go and hit up the old 6 year, she's going to dump you either way.
Yeah, you're fucked. Dude.
So, if you have any sense of pride and there's any piece of you that's not kind of a fucking douchebag, you'll let her break up with you instead of you breaking up with her.
I mean,
You'll let her at least have the satisfaction of breaking up with you.
See, my stance on cheating has always been, if you're going to cheat, like, why not just fucking break up anyways?
Yeah.
So I believe that
I've
some
said
part
that
of
forever.
Exactly. And some part of you, like, doing that action, like, some part of you was like, you know what? I'm fine with taking this risk. I assessed it, and I'm going to take my chance with doing this because you don't see the other option playing out. So you're already asking for it in a way.
You're pretty much 100% asking for it, because before you do that, especially if you're actually going to do it, there is that split second that's going to be in your head, and you can't tell me it's not there of you're going to weigh your options.
At least wrap it up, dumb fuck.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
no shit.
Take
Fuck
that
it up.
precaution, dude.
If you're going to be stupid enough to cheat, wrap it up. What the fuck are you thinking? But hey, we're here to give advice.
I gave my advice. Fucking cheater, loser.
Drop that cold
Bitch.
hard reality.
I don't even care if we lose a fan over this, dude. Fuck this guy.
Oh, my God.
All right, I got one more
What?
quick
You have
one.
sympathy for him?
Ooh.
Oh.
Is that what you're saying? You have
Ooh,
sympathy
Mitch
for him?
gets
I'm
heated.
saying because he listens and he gives us a view and pays the rent for this studio. Yeah, absolutely.
It's,
Yeah,
brutal,
yeah.
it's just
I bet
brutal, honest advice. Like, why else are you here?
What would you do if
True
Taylor
enough.
got knocked up by some random dude?
Ooh, that would be a tough dynamic, honestly.
Because you have a kid now.
My first thought, I would. Oh my God, if she got knocked up by another guy,
Oh God,
that
dude,
would be
that
that would suck.
would kill a man.
Would you
I
have
can't
sympathy for that
stay.
guy? Because
I
that's the
can't
same
stay.
situation.
Yeah, that's a good point. I can't stay.
I mean, what
That's
kind
like,
of dynamic? Like, how could you even like raise a kid without that dynamic
So,
affecting him?
I know
Or her.
I know a guy who's in a even weirder situation where he was with this girl for multiple years. I don't remember how long. Let's say 3 or 4 years. She cheats on him, gets pregnant with this guy. The guy commits suicide, She stays with this guy, and this guy ends up raising the kid. They're now split up, but this kid is basically so when the baby daddy killed himself, the baby was still in the womb. So this baby is born. This guy's name is on the birth certificate. It's obviously not his kid. He knows it's not his kid.
And he knew when the baby was born.
Yep, he knew right away.
Wow,
And
way to
so
step up as a man, honestly.
He's not with this girl anymore, but he still has, like he still gets her like every other weekend or whatever.
Like way to look at the betterment for the child. Like he could have said, fuck you, fuck this kid that's not mine. I want nothing to do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he just stepped up and did what was right.
Yeah,
Probably a better
takes a
man than I
special.
am.
Like, just don't.
I definitely.
I don't think I'd have done that.
Like, if you, like, especially if you're responsible for the child, but if you failed to raise that child in a good way, or failed, if you were a part of making the child raise them in a good way, you failed as a human. Like, you're just.
That's what we're here for.
Being a shitty parent is like, you're just the scum of humanity.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna make
being a
kid,
shitty parent is worse than being a cheater in my mind.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
You got a weird priority list here.
You can't fuck up the kids, man. The kids are the
is a
top
good point.
priority.
Thank
You
you, Kyle.
cannot fuck up the kids.
Kyle Rittenhouse. we appreciate it.
Oh my god, dude! Can we wrap this thing up on like
Yeah.
that fucking cheating fuck?
All right.
Do we got one more? Do we got another little one?
Hey, I got one more.
Tell me.
I'll
Is there
run one.
another good
Let's
one?
take a vote.
Let's rip one more. Before we get into this, if you would like your questions answered on an end of one of our next episodes, Snapchat us at OnTapOfficial and ask your question. Sam, continue.
All right. Here's a good one. Any advice on breakups, getting over someone and moving on? I think it messes a lot of men up. It would be nice to hear how you guys would deal with it. I'm a big fan, supporting from California.
Thank you for listening all the way on the West Coast.
Can I take the lead on this
baby.
one?
Yes, Bodie.
Dude, it's just another thing. Breakups suck, but you just gotta bite the bullet. Move on, buddy. Sorry. Get a surfboard. Fucking out in Cali. I don't know what else you guys do. You take your
some
surf.
weed.
Yeah.
You take
Smoke
your,
weed and surf, I think, is all
You
they do.
take your Jeep Wrangler. You go out to the dunes. Drive over them. Get on your surfboard. Just ride it out.
Where does Tesla come into this?
No, that's in Texas. Or wait, no, they moved back, didn't they?
I don't know. I just don't.
Hey,
I just
let's tangents.
think
Here.
electric
Sorry
cars.
about that.
Sorry.
Keep the
Yep.
focal point.
So yeah, that's my.
So you're saying you lead with a distraction. Get your mind off of it. Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
the
you do.
same. I would say the same thing. If you know there's no chance of getting back together, and cut the cord.
Yep. Gotta move
Save
on,
yourself the pain. It's gonna suck right away, but just figure out something else to put all your effort into.
That's a part of love, dude. Like the breakup stage, it all encapsulates this thing, love.
Man, that the best feeling is once you actually are fully over it and seeing what you learned from it.
You grow as a
You
person.
grow as a person so much, man,
yeah.
and your next relationship will be a million times better. I promise.
You change. Like you see, looking back at my life, when my personality, when my character has changed, it's always been big pivotal moments like a breakup,
It's those hard times,
trauma
man.
of some
Yeah.
sort.
You
Hard
learn from
times
it.
make hard men.
Okay.
You never heard that saying?
So
That
what about
Rogan,
hard men?
that
Dude,
Rogan
why'd you have to make it
montage.
sexual, dude?
Yeah, what's
It has nothing to. I didn't say hard
Jesus
times make hard
Christ.
penises, you fucking weirdos.
Oh, I thought that's what you were.
See-
being.
No, like hard mentally. They make you tough. They make you.
you
give
got a
you
mind
character.
boner now. What's going on?
I've
have
got
a
I've
mind
got
every
another
time I come in.
I've got another little trick of the trade for guys that are friends with someone that just went through a breakup. Do not talk shit about that ex for at least a year, because I don't know how many times I've seen a couple break up. They go through that stage where they're broken up, they're still
Dude,
smashing.
yeah.
You're telling your buddy, like, dude, she was a fucking bitch. I hated her anyway.
Dude,
I
that-
always hated when she was around. I just never said anything.
That's such an important.
What do you
thing to
know?
bring up.
Next week they're back together, and you're that guy that talked all this shit. And
Yep.
if they get married at the end of it, then it's like, oof.
Dude, now's your true time to shine for what your character really is. Because I don't know how many times I've seen dudes just immediately start talking shit about. Oh yeah, well dude, she fucking stunk, man. When I was like paying her,
It's like, why'd you date her for 3 years?
Like,
then?
dude, like that just because that doesn't fade away. Like people remember that when that happened, and then that's just it goes to show like your character, dude. And
Not to
just
mention,
don't
man,
be
it
that
could fuck
douchebag.
up. It could fuck up your chances with her best friend.
Exactly.
Don't be talking shit
She
about
got a
her. Her
hot
best
friend.
friend's gonna be mad about that when you're trying to fuck her best friend.
Oh my.
Got big booty Judy, dude. She's waiting on the sidelines, waiting for you to scoop her up.
No, but really, man, you just gotta. I mean, at least for me, you just gotta kind of distract yourself. Just take it on the chest. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be tough, but just keep doing what you're doing. You know, if you got a fucking job, just go work. If you got a good group of buddies to hang out with, spend as much time with your friends and family as you can, man. Just anything to keep your mind off of it.
Absolutely.
And it's gonna be tough. It's really tough when you're alone. I mean, that's the hardest part for me.
Yep.
When you're alone driving to work, when you're laying in bed alone, it's just like it just eats at you, and you just gotta mitigate it. You know, you gotta know how to take it on the chest. It sucks,
vice.
and it's gonna suck, and you really gotta understand that there's no piece of advice that's gonna make it easy.
Getting back to
Absolutely.
being used to the hand, you know.
That's a real thing though. That's a real thing though. Like that physical pain. Do you guys remember your first breakup, dude? I remember in 7th grade, I broke up with my 7th grade girlfriend, and I remember, dude, that feeling like it actually hurt. Like
That shit hurts, dude. It's like that fucking anxiety, like your stomach. You're just sick to your stomach all day, every day. Even if you're not thinking about it, it's just fucking disgusting feeling.
You know, I've changed a lot now, but we used to be if I split ways, like we're done. Like there's no chance of us getting back together. Like there's no break. I'm not going on no break. Either we're together or we're not. We're done. Like if anyone expresses their leave,
Done.
Like,
We're
okay,
fucking
that's
done.
That's it.
Now, how do you deal with homies going after your ex? Because that's a problem that happens, especially in small towns.
That's a part of being done.
I've never experienced it, but that would be a big problem.
You got to calibrate the homie and calibrate the situation. You know, I think there's a time factor. I think there's a time of how long were these two people together and how long have they been broken up. That's a big deal. And also, like, how is the dude or the girl like taking it? You know, how, you know, are they completely done and they really are, or are they just putting the front on and they have feelings still? And also, how good of a fucking homie is it? Like,
Yeah.
like if it's your fucking best friend,
Yeah.
I mean, the
Right.
dude that you would die
That's messed
for,
up.
you can't talk to any chick he's ever talked to.
Even if
I
it
don't
was a
care
high
if
school
it was
girlfriend.
10 years ago. No, you don't talk to her ever.
Okay, so let me give you a little situation. Let's say this is your buddy who you've been friends with him for 5 years. He's like a good friend in your friend group, but not your best friend. The girl you were dating, your ex, you were with her for 3 years, the 3 years out of high school, so 18, 19, 20. You broke up. He's in the DMs within 3 weeks.
That's a problem.
That's way too fast.
That's
Also,
a problem.
I'm just thinking of this now. I'm now married to my homie's ex high school girlfriend.
You're that dude.
I was
the
that dude.
dirtbag.
But to be fair, I feel like I played it good. I called the guy
You went for
Yeah.
permission.
Before-
That's a real thing too.
before
for sure.
even talking to Taylor. I literally hit him up and I was like, "Hey, what do you think of this? Like, I know you guys have been only broken up for like 6 months, a year. Like, are you okay with me pursuing this?" He's like, "Yeah, go for it. We're done."
Green
Yeah,
light.
and it's
light.
also
Green
it's also knowing your friends well too, because like there's some dudes that they could be your really good friend, and if you talk to them like that, like they genuinely don't care. But there's some dudes that'll say they don't care, and if you start dating that
Mhm.
chick,
Yeah.
It becomes
they
a problem.
fucking hate you.
Then you're not friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And as the friend, if at any point you feel that you're sneaking around, then you should just know right there you're in
Yeah.
the wrong. Like it should be pretty obvious.
If you get that feeling in your gut, they definitely have that feeling in their
Yeah.
gut.
So okay, you know we all three of us, and I think you have a younger sister too, but she's pretty young.
My sister's older.
So all three of us have sisters. How do you feel about friends dating your sister? Is that a permission type of deal? Is that
Well, my sister's
Not-
6, so
so?
there'd be some red flags.
I think that might be a problem if one of your friends went after, man.
I personally have no problem with that. It wouldn't bother me at all. I'd actually prefer it.
If
As
they
long as
didn't
it's a
ask you?
good, like
If
a
they
good
didn't-
friend, if they didn't ask it, it wouldn't matter to me as long as I know the dude's a good dude and I know he's gonna take care of my sister. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't want permission. I don't care. Do your own thing. But like if it was like some dude that I knew from high school who wasn't my friend, who's just a fucking dirtbag, then I'd have a problem with it because I know who he is.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna be straight up. If anyone asked me permission, I'd just be like, no.
Really?
No, I don't care what the character is. It's just like I would just say no.
Dude, no way.
I would prefer one of my homies to date my sister rather than some random dude for sure.
I am
then I
the
know
exact opposite.
That's
I
my
would
boy.
much rather it be a random because if they break up, then I just never have to see him again. But
True.
the second that we get in that friend group and it's like, homies telling stories, and I find out that's my sister, I'm not okay with that. I don't like the idea.
You definitely have to have boundaries.
The idea of me being friends with this person outside of their relationship with my sister.
I think our relationships with our sisters are a lot different. I'm so laid back. Like I'm not saying it happens often, but like my brother-in-law is like crack jokes, like not being serious, but he'll be like, well, like kind of push that. I'm like,
what does he say?
Motherfucker.
What does he say?
Well, just like I'm not even. I can't even think of an example.
I was just trying.
But you know what I'm saying? Like him to just like to kind of push that boundary like as a joke, and I'll be like, all right, motherfucker.
Does the jokes get taken pretty far?
No, almost never.
Is it like something funny you can share with the class?
I don't have an example. I just said that.
Because he put the fucking shit down on that dude. He didn't let him say shit.
See, at least
it never gets to the point of an actual joke. It's like prodding to a joke, and I'm like, all right.
It's like,
at least you give that cordial warning. Yeah. Not just like immediately resort to like, hey bro, hey, shut the fuck up.
I'm not gonna puff my chest at him. It's more of honestly, I think he's looking for that response because that's funny to him.
Yeah.
He wants me to be like, all right, asshole. He wants me to fuck with him.
Yeah, right. He's going for the reaction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say anyone that asks me, that's my buddy. I'm just to say no. I'm not okay with it. I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm not okay with it.
100% agree. I agree with parts of Mitch saying that he wants his sister to be with a good dude. I completely agree. Not my fucking homie, bro.
Right.
Because you know how it is, man. Guys get together, they talk about what's going on. They talk, especially when you're younger. It's way worse. It would have been my biggest nightmare.
There's plenty of good guys out there that aren't my friends.
Sam, we're gonna have to have me and you're gonna have to have a pretty awkward conversation after the podcast. Sam, I got some things I need to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, luckily we're not really friends at all, so that's cool. I would really like my sister to have a good husband, boyfriend, whatever, but not the homies.
I think the thing that I hate is the awkward stage of a random guy trying to prove to me that he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Like if a dude starts dating your sister and he has to like explain why he's a good guy and tell you all these things he's doing, I'm like, fuck you. Like I don't want to hear about that. You're lying. First of all, you're probably
weird,
lying
bro.
to me anyway.
Right.
I'd rather just know firsthand if he sucks or not.
That's fair.
Which you can immediately tell, like just like the first couple minutes of interaction. I feel like you can just tell, you can feel out that vibe right away. Like, are you up to something?
What's your goal here?
Right. Yeah. Like, there's an incentive that's kind of hidden, like underneath there. You just feel it, sense it.
You won't have to deal with this for a while, obviously.
Yeah.
Hopefully 12 years.
Yeah.
Hopefully
20 years.
All right. Well, I think this is the best time to wrap it up. I
agree.
think Mitch's got a big day at work tomorrow. Got to give the people
excited to wake up
power.
at 4.
Cody's got to edit this pod so we can release it tomorrow.
Yep. We'll see you next week. If you want to submit a question, hit us up at OnTapOfficial on Snapchat. We'll see you next week.
Man, do we go a while on that?